What if aliens are not hard to find? What if they found us first, watched us for a while, and decided that was enough? That possibility is worse than being alone. An empty universe is cold, but at least it is clean. At least it makes sense. The darker thought is that the universe is full of life, and Earth still gets nothing back. No reply, no visit, no signal that says we are welcome, just silence. And not harmless silence, chosen silence. So tonight, we are not asking where the aliens are. We are asking something meaner. If they are out there, why would they want nothing to do with us? Why would a planet like Earth make advanced life stop, look, and quietly back away? Number 10. The brief radio window. Humans love to imagine alien civilizations blasting giant signals into space forever. Huge broadcasts, endless noise, some cosmic lighthouse that never shuts off. But why would that happen? Look at us. Earth was loud for a moment. Radio towers, TV, radar, signals spraying into the dark in every direction. For a short part of our history, we were basically yelling without even knowing it. But that phase is already fading. More cables, more closed systems, more targeted signals, less waste leaking into space. So maybe that is normal. Maybe civilizations do not stay loud. Maybe they talk young, then learn to whisper. And if that is true, then the part where a planet is easy to hear may be tiny. Not 1,000,000 years, not even 10,000, maybe a century, maybe 2. That is not a window. That is a crack. A whole civilization could rise, grow clever, go quiet, and vanish inside a gap that small. Entire worlds could happen and still be missed. So maybe the sky does not feel empty because nobody is there. Maybe it feels empty because almost everybody stopped shouting. Number 9. The gravity trap. Some planets may be better than Earth at making life. That sounds exciting until you think about leaving them. A bigger rocky world can hold thicker air. It can stay stable longer. It can look perfect for biology. More protection, more time, better odds for life to begin. Then gravity turns that paradise into a prison. Earth is already hard enough. We do not drift into space. We strap ourselves to controlled explosions and hope the numbers are kinder than the flames. Space travel here is ugly. It works, but it is ugly. Now imagine doing it on a much heavier world. The rockets get ridiculous. The fuel becomes a curse. The engineering stops feeling bold and starts feeling cruel. A civilization on that kind of planet could become brilliant and still never leave. They may learn astronomy. They may map the stars. They may know exactly what is waiting above them, and still die under the same sky they spent centuries studying. That is what makes this theory hurt. Not that life may be rare, that intelligence may be common, and escape may be the rare part. Number 8. The water world hypothesis. This one sounds peaceful right up until it doesn't. Picture a planet with no land at all. No beaches, no forests, no dry ground, just ocean. Endless ocean. Pressure. Currents, darkness below, a whole world that feels alive and sealed shut at the same time. Life there makes sense. Maybe a lot of life. Maybe smart life too. That part is not hard to believe. Earth already made intelligent animals in water. So give evolution billions of years on a full ocean world, and maybe it pushes even further. Maybe something down there becomes social, strategic, emotional, curious. Then the trap closes. No land means no easy fire. No fire means no metallurgy. No metallurgy means no simple path to engines, electronics, radio, satellites, all the tools that make a civilization visible across space. So maybe some alien species are not primitive at all. Maybe they have memory. Maybe they have culture. Maybe they have grief. Maybe they ask questions about the lights above them. And still no one will ever know they were there. Not because they failed to rise, because their planet never gave them a staircase. Number 7. The firstborn hypothesis. Most people assume we are late. The universe is old, so somebody should already be out there. Older species, older machines, older empires. Something should have happened before us. Something huge. But maybe that only feels obvious because human brains hear billions of years and stop thinking. The early universe was not ready for worlds like Earth. At first, there were no proper rocky planets with the right ingredients for complex life. The good stuff had to be forged inside stars, blasted apart, and recycled into new systems. That took ages. So maybe the universe is ancient, but the part of it that can support something like us is still early. Maybe Earth is not being ignored by ancient neighbors. Maybe there are barely any neighbors yet. For 1 second, that sounds hopeful. Then it turns bleak. Because if we are early, the silence is not mysterious. It means the universe may have spent most of its existence empty of thought, empty of language, empty of anyone capable of fear, memory, humor, love, or wonder. That is not peaceful. That is a gigantic dark house with one light on. Number 6. The transcension hypothesis. Humans think advanced means bigger. Bigger cities, bigger machines, bigger structures, bigger reach. So when we imagine aliens, we imagine giant things. Huge rings around stars, massive fleets, enormous projects so obvious even we would notice them. We want advanced life to look expensive. But what if that is just a primitive fantasy? Our own technology keeps shrinking. More power in less space, more storage in smaller systems, faster, denser, tighter. We keep moving toward compression. So maybe a truly advanced civilization does not spread outward forever. Maybe it folds inward. Maybe the end point of intelligence is not some giant glowing empire. Maybe it is miniaturization so extreme it stops looking dramatic at all. Compact, quiet, dense, hard to notice unless you already know what you are looking for. That flips the whole search, because then the problem is not distance, the problem is scale. We keep scanning the sky for something huge, while the real thing may be so small it slips right past our idea of what counts as alive, intelligent, or technological. That is a nasty thought, not that we are alone, that we may be staring straight at something advanced and still be too primitive to recognize it. Number 5. The estivation hypothesis. This idea sounds ridiculous, then it refuses to leave your head. Imagine a civilization so advanced that it decides this is not the right era to be awake, not because it is dying, not because it lost, because it is waiting for the universe itself to become more useful. The logic is strange, but clean. A digital civilization may care more about computation than territory, and computation can become more efficient in colder conditions. To us, space already feels freezing. To something operating on absurd scales, this universe may still be wastefully warm. So why spend now? Why burn resources in the expensive early era if the far future gives you better value for the same energy? Why not build what you need, preserve everything, and sleep until the cosmos cools even more? That is what makes the silence feel wrong, not empty, postponed. As if ancient minds may already exist, but they are treating our whole age like dead time. Like human history is just noise before the real age of thinking begins. A dead universe is lonely. A sleeping universe feels personal. Number 4. The zoo hypothesis. Now let's make it personal. What if they know Earth is here? Not someday. Not maybe later. What if somebody has known for a very long time, and the silence is not confusion, not distance, not bad timing, but policy? That is the zoo hypothesis. A civilization far older than ours might treat Earth the way humans treat a protected reserve. Watch from a distance. Do not interfere. Do not contaminate the natural development of the species. Study them. Contain the boundary. Keep the glass intact. That already feels creepy. Then it gets colder. Because if that is true, then they would be watching a world full of war, disease, cruelty, collapse, invention, love, stupidity, beauty, all of it, and still choosing not to speak. Not because they cannot help, because they will not. Maybe they do not see us as peers. Maybe they see us as unstable, or unfinished, or contaminated. Maybe we are not waiting for first contact. Maybe we are still in quarantine. Number 3, Earth looks dangerous. This one hits harder than a lot of the famous theories because it is less about them and more about us. What does Earth actually look like from far away? Not our poems, not our speeches, not the polished version we tell ourselves. What is the pattern? What does the signal say? It says we are fast, clever, unstable, and armed. In a cosmic blink, we went from basic industry to nuclear weapons. We filled the sky with military radar. We damaged our own environment while arguing about whether the damage was real. We built systems powerful enough to wreck us, then trusted ourselves to stay calm forever. That is not maturity. That is volatility with good branding. So if another civilization sees only the outline, what would it conclude? That Earth is ready? Or that Earth is one bad century away from proving contact was a catastrophic mistake? Maybe the silence is not some tragic cosmic mystery. Maybe we just look dangerous. Maybe Earth is not the kind of place you visit. Maybe it is the kind of place you watch through thick glass. Number 2, the dark forest hypothesis. This is where the question stops being sad and starts feeling predatory. The dark forest idea says the universe is full of life, but life stays quiet because silence is how you survive. Every civilization is like a hunter hiding in a dark forest at night. Nobody calls out, nobody waves, nobody announces where they are. Because once something dangerous knows your position, that mistake cannot be undone. And the horrifying part is that this logic does not require evil, only uncertainty. You cannot know what another civilization will become. You cannot know whether its peaceful phase lasts. You cannot know if the species hearing your signal is weak, dying, expanding, paranoid, desperate, or already aiming something at your coordinates. So the smart move is simple. Hide. If somebody else makes noise, do not answer. If they keep making noise, start worrying. That is why this theory lands so hard. It makes Earth look embarrassingly naive. We did not just listen. We leaked, we broadcast, we lit little fires in the dark and acted like curiosity was automatically charming. But in a dark forest, curiosity gets you killed. And if anything out there hurt us, the silence may not mean nobody is home. It may mean they are being careful. Number 1, the Great Filter. This is the one that sticks after the rest of the list is over. The Great Filter says there is some step between dead matter and a civilization that successfully spreads through the stars that is so hard, so deadly, that almost nobody gets through it. Somewhere along the chain, most species fail. Maybe the filter is behind us. Maybe life itself was the miracle. Maybe complex cells were the miracle. Maybe intelligence was the miracle. If that is true, then humanity already survived the worst part. But if the filter is ahead of us, then the silence stops looking like mystery and starts looking like evidence. It means many worlds may produce life. Many may produce intelligence. Many may look up, build tools, and feel special for a while. Then they hit the stage where power starts rising faster than judgment. And that is where the story breaks. Look at us honestly. Nuclear stockpiles, engineered biology, fragile politics, environmental damage, machine systems growing faster than our ability to control them. A species emotionally built for tribes suddenly holding planet-level tools. That does not sound finished. That sounds temporary. Maybe every civilization reaches this age, this dangerous middle stage where it can do almost anything except handle itself. Maybe that is the wall. Maybe that is why the stars look empty. Not because nobody tried, because almost nobody gets past adolescence. And if something out there avoids Earth, maybe it is not because we are beneath them. Maybe it is because we are familiar. Maybe they have seen this exact stage before. Maybe they already know how often it ends, so maybe aliens are not avoiding Earth. Maybe every theory on this list is wrong. Maybe the universe is quiet for simpler reasons. Maybe there is nothing out there. Maybe we really are alone. But after a question like this, that does not feel like the easiest answer anymore. Because the silence changes once you sit with it long enough. It stops feeling empty. It starts feeling loaded, careful, intentional, like the universe is not mute, just unconvinced. And maybe that is the ugliest answer of all. Not that nobody heard us, that something did, looked at Earth, and decided distance was the safer choice.